Okay, so this is it's not my first time making a video, but it has been a long time since I have made a video. And the last time I did make a video, I was bald, had blue hair, and was like basically on the verge of a crisis, an identity crisis. And we have since then revisited that mental state, which is great. It's a good thing. I think you need to lose your mind a few times to really learn who you are, you know what I mean? So, so I'm back again because I'm following the calling that I've always had to speak out and speak my truth and just share my life and my experiences with people in hopes that they can relate and not feel like they're the only ones going through it. So here I am. My name is Christina. I am 27 years old. I'm from New York. I living on bitch. I'm not telling you where I live. I'm in New York. Let's just leave it at that. And in this video, what I want to talk about in particular is something that basically what I want to talk about today is something that I feel personally has always really bothered me, and I know for a fact that I'm not the only person that bitch what did you do? I know for a fact that I'm not the only person that feels this way and feels kind of insecure about this, but that topic is being single in your late 20s. Like I said, I'm 27 and I'm single, and not only am I single, but I haven't ever been in a long-term committed relationship. And as you know, I know how that sounds. I feel like I say that to people and they don't believe me, and I get it, whatever. Like, who wouldn't want to date this, right? I mean, come on. But no, seriously. So I've never been in a serious relationship or been involved in any commitment lasting more than like a couple of weeks, at most maybe 3 months, but that doesn't even count. Nothing really official. And that's always really bothered me, and it's something that has always made me insecure. It's something that's made me feel like maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe there's something wrong with me and I'll just always be alone. And I'm sure that there's other people out there that feel the same way. And I'm here to tell you, you're not the only one, honey. I think it's really, a matter of the times that we're in. I feel like our generation is, you can consider me, I'm a millennial, right? If we want to put ourselves in that box. But millennials in particular, we kind of bridge the gap of the old and the new. So we're right in the middle, right? So it's like we kind of have skills to communicate, but then we're so immersed in technology where that, I feel like, kind of took away from our ability to communicate. So now we're kind of in this middle space of there's dating apps and Instagram and DMing and texting. And I feel like it breeds a lot of disconnection within dating and just overall relating to each other. Sorry. As I was saying, yeah, I think we're really disconnected, not only as a generation, but as a society. And that being said, I'm thirsty. I have some bullet points on why I guess I'm single at 27, and the first one would be dating apps. Dating apps like Tinder or Bumble or Hinge or OkCupid, I've been on them for years. Like, I don't use them anymore. I have no interest in going through the motions, and I'm just really set on meeting someone in person, organically, naturally, just out in the world. I feel like dating apps are super disconnected, super superficial, and very much a device for essentially stroking your own ego and treating people as if they're disposable, which I don't think leads to anything genuine. Now, does it happen? Do people find relationships on Tinder? Sure. Do they always last? Not really. Do I know people who have met on there and are still together? Yeah, but it's a rare case. It's not like the common occurrence, right? Usually, if you're on talking about Tinder or a dating app, it's most likely you're like hooking up and you're not that serious. Two, programming, childhood programming. Things that were passed down to us through our parents, whether consciously or subconsciously. I think that plays a big role on why most people, or why I can only speak for myself, or why I am single, is because of the programming I had growing up. Like, I am not well versed in connecting with other people. I'm not that in touch with my emotions. Those are things that I'm learning now as an adult, and creating my own tools to navigate the waters of a relationship, in any facet, whether platonic or romantic. So getting to the root of your programming and figuring out why you are the way you are, what habits you picked up out of trauma response, things like that, I feel like can be a barrier in your connection with other people, because your connection with yourself is hindered. So obviously, as within, so without. Number 3, insecurities and ego. I definitely have insecurities, as we all do. I think my biggest insecurity is a fear of rejection. That could be another point, but I'll kind of just jam them into one. So insecurities, fear of rejection, ego, I feel like they all kind of like stem from similar places. So for me, my insecurity is like, I'm insecure about some of the habits I have because, I'm not sure how someone will react to it, or, basically the fear of being judged. Like, I don't want to be judged or rejected or criticized at all. So I'm insecure about certain things, certain insecurities I have about my body, just naturally as a human being, like, who doesn't have insecurities. I feel like that kind of prevents me from connecting. Also, ego, like, I'm not free of an ego. I have a big ego. She loves to come out and be like taking over the show and getting triggered and, thinking she's hot shit and thinking she's better than people when she's not. And now I love her. She comes in handy. But that can get in the way sometimes of, connecting with somebody and just kind of seeing someone for who they are instead of what you expect them to be, or what you think will make you look or feel better, or service your own ego, stroke your own ego. Number 4, boundaries and being picky and selective. I would say selective more so than picky. I have firm boundaries that I've learned to build over the years from my own experiences and just from being empathic and sensitive. It's necessary to have boundaries because it teaches people how to respect you within a loving container, in a friendship, relationship, whatever. Like, we all need to have certain boundaries because we all have certain triggers and certain ways that we like to be treated, and that should be respected. So having strong boundaries, I feel like, cuts down a lot of the fish in the pool, so to speak, when it comes to dating and friendships and stuff and relationships, because a lot of people lack boundaries. So when you actually set those boundaries, it will trigger some people and kind of make them run away because they haven't done their own work and they haven't learned that a boundary is actually an expression of love, and it's not to push you away, it's to actually help maintain a healthier relationship. So being someone with firm boundaries, it's not really easy to find other people who connect with that at least where I am, who connect with that and who respect that and honor that and are willing to, you know, respect and honor that, basically. And then number 5, I feel like a big thing for me is my independence. I value my independence. I almost to a point where it can be considered kind of hyper independent, and I'm learning how to be. Wow, I need some more water. Yeah. And I'm learning how to be more receptive to help and to lean on the people around me that love me for support instead of feeling like I have to do everything myself, because that can be a deterrent for someone that wants to be in a relationship with you, because, you know, when you're in a relationship with someone, you want to help each other and you want to like do for others, right? So I tend to be more independent and not ask for help or accept it as easily. So I feel like that can kind of push people away. So altogether, basically, these are things that I feel like can keep a person out of relationship. I think it's kept me out of relationship. And it's not to say that it's necessarily a negative thing, because I am still working on a lot of things, and I feel like there's a reason why I haven't why I haven't pursued a relationship, because I believe that when the timing is right, I will be ready. Like, I feel like I'm ready now. It's just a matter of like when it will show up. But the goal is to, you know, continue working on these things and seeing them as opportunities to grow and not as things that are bad. Even though I feel like I kind of was just like, yeah, this is why I'm single and these are all bad things. They're not. This is just something I'm expressing because I feel like people can relate to it, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who, you know, has these qualities or, you know, who these things affect. So how do you deal with being single at 27? Like, what do you do? Like, do you date? Do you kind of just sit in a hole in a corner and just like cry? What do you do? What do I do? Well, these are some things, and I'm no expert, honey. This is just, I'm just telling you how it is. So how I kind of, I don't want to say deal with, because it's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with being single, right? But I know that like, a lot of us out there, you get to a certain age. It's not even a certain age thing. It's just you get to a certain point in your life where I'm like, I feel like I've attained a lot for myself. I have, you know, I'm in school, I'm earning a living, I live on my own, I have a cat, like I have a little sacred space, and it's like, you know, I want to invite someone into that and, you know, kind of invite someone into my world, and I feel like I'm ready to do that. So these are the things that I try to focus on whenever I feel lonely, or if I'm feeling like I'm not good enough, or if I'm like really pessimistic and being like, you know, I'm never going to be in a relationship, or there's something wrong with me, or whatever. I should just be asexual. I don't know. And that's no shade on being asexual. That's totally cool. I'm just saying. But no, seriously, it would get to a point sometimes where if I'm having a bad day, or if I'm irritable, or just down and out about like love and stuff, I'll see a couple like holding hands, and I can't help but just think like, okay, we get it, you're fucking, like, relax. Like, for something so simple, they could just be walking down the street laughing together, and I'm like, okay, we get it, like, you're fucking perfect for each other. Can you like not rub it in my face? Okay. I get triggered because it's something that's important to me. So, and I honor that. That's special. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting that. So the things I focus on is my inner work, making sure I'm balanced and centered where I'm at, making sure I'm not falling out and expecting too much externally, and knowing that I'm always I'm always operating an internal reservoir within myself, and if that's off balance, I need to reconnect with that. Finding my joy, you know, I love comedy, I love to write, I love to play with my tarot cards. These are things I don't do as often, but things that I know that I should tap into when I'm not feeling my best, like tapping into that inner child and playing more. I think that's like a really big thing for us. Like as a whole, we need to just learn how to play more because I can be really serious a lot of the time. Um, so inner work, finding my joy, doing what I love, that's kind of the same thing. Um, Learning more about myself, like when I get triggered about certain things, it's kind of an invitation for me to explore my emotions and go a little deeper. Um, and that's always, you know, I'm always able to unlock things within myself that give me new knowledge about myself that I can kind of integrate into my world and maybe see some changes and change my perspective. And trusting, just trusting in the divine and the universe or whatever you want to call it, trusting in a higher power that things will happen when the timing is right, just like everything else in your life, like in my life. You, me, we're the same, whatever. Just trusting, you know, everything in my life thus far has unfolded in the time that it had to, and this one is just taking a really long time, and that's okay because that means it'll probably be really worth it. So as much as I go back and forth with myself, that is kind of what I keep reminding myself. So if you're on that boat and you can relate, amazing. I hope this was able to shed some light. Or if not, I hope that you enjoyed my babbling. And if you didn't, well, I don't blame you. So yeah, that's it. I hope everyone is having a great full moon. We're in Pisces. Well, the full moon was yesterday, but she's still lingering. It's gonna be an emotional time. I already feel it coming. I can feel the tears coming in the next coming days. So I hope that everyone is doing their rituals and getting right with their inner world and processing their emotions, going by the water, connecting to that Piscean energy. And I will be hopefully making some more videos when I feel inspired to and just having fun with it. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you like, and subscribe. That would really help a sister out. And yeah, peace out.